talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Last talk. If I'm talking through my teeth like 50 Cent, it's because I just had shaving. I got stitches in my mouth, but I still got to talk about things. When you got the voice of the voiceless, you're going to talk, okay? So don't make fun of me. Listen. Have you ever felt helpless? I got a video that I'm going to let you guys watch in a few minutes by another carrier. And this person had the nerve to put information out there because he was sick and tired of being sick and tired because no one was listening to him. It is a cry for help. And because we know that management and upper management watch this, why is nobody coming to help this man? This man was so bold that he's yelling the postmaster or the manager at the station's name over 50 times. But here's the thing. Somebody would say, well, they can't investigate every person that claims something's going on. I said, well, they can investigate every single time somebody backs up more than 10 feet. They can investigate anytime somebody sits idle for more than a couple of minutes. Why can't they investigate something that's realistic? And because I'm the voice of the voiceless, I want the people up top to understand this. This man is talking about an individual that has took it upon himself to get rid of a cage that's supposed to be the safe haven for the arrow keys, the same arrow keys that have to be monitored and tracked. Their system of checks and balances got rid of it, and just because management feels comfortable giving carriers, just giving it out to them, there's no cage anymore. There used to be a clerk in that position to pass the stuff out. In the yesteryears, as they were being handed out, there was a line to go get the keys. Sign for the key. And in the end of the day, there used to be a line upon returning it. Why don't they do that anymore? Because people worrying about the time that it takes to do that little bit of extra work. They're also worrying about the money when it comes down to paying that extra clerk to be there to receive the key or the bag. Now, this may not go on in every station, but it goes on a lot of stations nationwide. And that is changing the rules. That is breaking the rules that were set forward by upper management, to the point where if one arrow key goes missing, that the inspectors get involved in it. Isn't that right? If a gas card goes missing, the inspectors get involved in it. So who gives management the authority to change the system of checks and balances that were put in place before they got there just because they want to save a couple dollars? Who gives them that authority? And then when something comes up missing and somebody says, hey man, that was the manager's fault, because now they just give out anybody the key. There's no signing for each individual key. But if somebody gets robbed and they say, well, there was only 10 keys, there's 30 of us here. But then somebody gets robbed and they say, well, who had signed out the key? The person that signed out the key or didn't sign out the key is the one that gets in trouble. Or there's no chain of command here. Ever had that situation? Ever had one of them situations where people come and start working at the plants or the stations, and for some reason they're not in the system and they can't get a paycheck, and then the management says, well, we can't pay you this week, but they want you to come back to work to continue working? This man talks about all of that. Now, I've heard it from many people nationwide, and this man is speaking about it specifically. And after I shared this video with a couple of other carriers nationwide, they said that's happened as well. So this man is crying out for help. Not only crying out for help, he's extremely bold because he is saying where his station is located and the manager's name, which leads me to wonder how come nobody has gone and investigated this. Now, where at my location, managers and supervisors are getting walked out of the stations for smaller things. Well, not smaller things, but things that are occurring. But when you have something of this magnitude that occurs on a regular basis because the individual has this position of unchecked authority, somebody needs to put them back in their place. There has to be that system of checks and balances. They're putting so many restrictions on the carriers. They're putting so many restrictions on the clerks. They're putting so many restrictions on the truck drivers. Where's the system of checks and balances when it comes down to the actual organization itself? If the leader doesn't follow the directions, how do they expect to lead and direct the troops to do the same thing? So I'm gonna play this little video, and I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole clip, but I'll also drop a link to his videos in the video description. Actually, in the pinned comment. I've never spoken to the man. I just saw both of his videos. He only has 2 videos, and him specifically speaking about what's going on at his place. And it almost saddens me. And if you watch his videos in entirety, it may bother you as well. And if it don't bother you, fine. But I know who it should bother: the people up top that watch me. Because again, this is a cry for help. And if I don't feel like people should lose their job, but if an example is made in a situation like this and the word is spread nationwide, or you guys put out one of your memos nationwide like you always do, let people know that management has to be held accountable for things as well. The carriers screw up, the truck drivers screw up, the mail handlers screw up, the clerks screw up, I screw up. But who checks management? When management goes unchecked for such a long period of time, it's extremely difficult to put them back in their place. It's like letting a dog just roam. All right. So check out this video. Y'all give me your thoughts and opinions about it. And again, I thought he was a little wild. I was like, man, this dude's seeking attention, but I don't think he's seeking attention. I think he's seeking help from somebody because he's exhausted all of his help right there. When it comes down to the people that are at the station, and you got the shop stewards in bed with management, and they brush him off, and if they know something's going wrong and they're not helping him, I don't care if he's a drama king, I don't care if all these other things. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. That's it. Let's check it out.
Good morning. I'm doing a follow-up video on the one I made a couple of days ago concerning Quad Heights Post Office and the manager, Mario Bassano. And the reason why I'm making this public is because you file grievances, you request, you send, statements to the postmaster or wherever, and nothing seems to, get the issues corrected. So I'm making these issues public, hoping that someone will come in and make some changes and do what's needed to be done. Now, I'm specifically focused on Mario Bassano because he's the manager. He runs the station, or not run the station, and he's a big problem for Quad Heights Post Office because of his inability to manage the station properly. Now, I want to bring up the fact that, 3 carriers didn't get their paychecks. And I'm going to tell you how manager Mario Bassano handled the situation. Now, when carriers do not get their paychecks, the Postal Service have regulations that requires the management to give them pay advances because the Postal Service wants people to get paid. So the 3 people that didn't get paid, I went to manager Bassano and say, manager, could you please give these people advances? He refused. He said he don't give advances. And, despite postal regulation for him that requires him to give them advance, he refused to do it. And so this is why I focus so much on manager Bassano, because I see, he's having that position of power to abuse or to give favors. And these are the things I want to try to make public for someone to say, hey, this needs to stop. And I know me making these videos, people don't want me to make these videos, but how do we get manager Bassano to do what's right? So that's why I'm making these issues public. There's 2 people that need their checks more than anybody, and they hurt when they don't get their income. It's something they work for. It's something they should have gotten. Now, I sent an email to the union president for him to contact the postmaster. I never heard anything back from the union president. I filed a grievance, and at this point, I haven't heard any response from the union yet, and I filed that grievance last month. So these are the things I'm talking about. When people are in dire situations where they need the income, there's no one to help when Mario says, I'm not going to follow postal regulation and I'm not going to give them an advance. So these are the things I want to make public. I'm going to make some more videos coming up concerning a lot of other issues that I see at Quail Heights Post Office. And I have to, because when I file grievances and I ask the union to go to the postmaster, nothing seems to get done. And I mentioned about retaliation. Yeah, yesterday he provoked an argument with me. He wants to get in an argument where he can put me off the clock or something like that, discipline me. And I understand the backlash, but I really want something done about Quail Heights Post Office. And I'm going to be making more videos. Just to publicize what's going on, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know what's going on inside the office. And, just think about, and I'm going to talk to my coworkers who work at Quail Heights. Think about you not getting your paycheck and he refusing to give you an advance. You need your income to pay your bills or you take care of your family, your children, and this man says, no, I'm not going to do it. So I want people to start thinking about these issues and how important there is to have a manager that says, I comply with the contract. We're going to go with the contract. We're going to do what's right. But the way I see Mario is, I'm the manager. I have the power. I can do whatever I want. And I want to bring up Article 3 of the contract. Manager Bassano sees Article 3, I believe, as him having the power. It says management has the right to manage the postal service, correct? But they forget the part where it says management still has to comply with postal regulations, contracts, and all of that. So he forget about that part. All he thinks about is his power to do whatever he wants. He don't have to follow the contract. He don't have to follow postal regulations, and which creates just such a problem at Quail Heights Post Office. So, like I said, I'm going to be posting more videos on the issues at Quail Heights Post Office. And, I'm hoping that someone comes in and make the changes that need to be changed. Is there going to be backlash and retaliation against me? Of course, I know that. But, the issue is trying to get the issues correct at Quail Heights Post Office. All right? Have a good day.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.